Kyrie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, sometimes habits don't take off. So I ponder what is my why I don't do these on a regular basis. Probably because I just get preoccupied with other things, and I just don't get in the habit. So this is an early morning edition. It is just not quite 4:20 in the morning filming this, but I figure if I do these early, maybe I'd do my little 5-minute spots. Again, they're fun. I want them to be interesting. Who wants to just babble on and listen to somebody boring? You can tune in on Sunday and perhaps hear that from me. Let's talk about a phenomena that happens in life that maybe is worth clarifying in relationship to God, in relationship to other people, even in relationship to ourselves. And I think the phenomenon is the kind of the muddling between the difference when we accept something or someone and we approve of things. I think in our most modern experience, maybe it's been longer than 20 years, maybe it's been 40 years in culture, where we assume that in order really to accept something, you have to approve of it. And I don't think that's true at all. I think that's a very muddled understanding of how we relate to people. So let's start with our relationship with God. God accepts us 24/7, all the time. God never rejects us. Even in our darkest sin, even in our most preoccupied times, God is whispering to call us to Him. For our good, not for His. Again, God's not gaining anything by us other than the fact that a creature He gave free will to is becoming a beloved son and daughter, which He delights in, because He has immense gifts to shower upon His sons and daughters in this life and in the next. Not easy gifts, gifts that are going to stretch us, gifts that are going to change us, gifts that are going to transform us. But God accepts us all the time. But rarely, in fact, never, does God approve of our sinfulness, our things that we do that are self-justifying. So we see that right in the beginning with our relationship with God. God accepts us. He knows who we are. He knows who we can be. He's calling us to be that person, and yet He does not approve of our wrongdoing. And in His lack of approval, He just doesn't disapprove and then leave you wondering what you should do. He has revealed a path to righteousness, to virtue, to goodness, to being a true son or daughter. So you take that from our relationship with God to our relationship with others. So we can accept individuals and not approve of all their activities. Meaning, in fact, that's probably how we really relate to everybody if we took more time to think about it. There are many things our closest friends, our greatest loves do that we don't approve of. We think it's stupid, or we think it's dangerous, or we think it's immoral. And yet we accept them because it isn't a deal breaker. Maybe that's something to ponder and talk about in the next podcast. And what are your deal breakers? Have you defined them? Do you know the things where you draw a line and say, hey, if you do that, I really can't have you in my life? As a friend or as a spouse or whatever it might be. Anyway, that's a sidebar. Maybe a topic for tomorrow. What are your deal breakers? What are the things that make you unfriend people in real life? And the reason I wanted to talk about acceptance and approval is a lot of times now in our morally relativistic society, we get a lot of people who demand that we approve of what they are doing or their lifestyle, and that's not the case. People feel very conflicted. I think the number one conflict is going to a wedding that they don't approve of. It might be a wedding where there's a lot of tension between perhaps the future in-law. Maybe it's a wedding where it's same genders, whatever it might be. So people of good faith get very conflicted. I want to accept these people. I love them. I don't want to write them out of my life, but I do not approve of this lifestyle, or I do not approve of this life choice. And then those are things that you have to be clear. One, you have to be able to articulate them to yourself, And then you pray you can articulate them to other people, because generally, and again in this muddled world, when people don't feel approved, they tell you you have not accepted them either. And that's not the truth. Let's call this part 1. We'll do part 2. 5 minutes went a lot faster than I expected. Have a good morning, everybody. It's Happy Monday.